This video will definitely help you with your twin flame situation, twin soul situation, soul mate situation, and many other things that people don't know about the whole twin flame journey. Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I'm Gat, your host. Now, it's very important that you really listen. You might even want to listen to this video a few times, maybe even take some notes. Otherwise, you're going to put yourself through a lot of hell. Um, My earthly mother always told me you're a glutton for punishment because she would see me do the same thing over and over again and get the same results. Or it was either my mother or my earthly father who said, a hard head makes a soft behind. And sometimes we do that because we get so caught up with our emotions or wrong misconceptions, because there's a lot of misconceptions about this whole journey with twin flames, twin souls, soulmates, soul groups. And then there's different categories. You got crystal children, indigo children, rainbow children. So what I'm going to try to do is take you step by step and show you why so many people have told me thank you, they're so glad they met me, and how they went to other psychics and other card readers and they got nothing. Some have even said all they did was blow smoke up my ass, and they said they wasted a lot of their resources with these people, and I'm going to show you why. So of course it's going to be patience, because that's the first thing you have to learn. This is all about what I call Aries energy. Every zodiac sign has what I call a motto. Aries is I am. So I am is supposed to be God, but Aries is when we want it. We want it now. Where's my twin? Why is my twin talking to me? Why won't my twin return my calls? Why does my twin hold a long conversation with this person but never talks to me? Where is my twin? Why aren't we together? Blah blah. But when will we be together? See, it's I. What's going on with I, me? So you have to learn that first, that Aries energy, and you have to learn a few things about life that we've been trained, we've been dumbed down, and we're paying for it. We're paying for it because I'm just gonna say negative energy. Christians would say the devil or the devil's kingdom, evil energies, devils or demons, however you want to put it. But this negative energy changed everything, and it really dumbed us down. And so we don't even like to think. We don't even like to think. That's why we're so quick to tell somebody, "Oh, talk to me," or "I want to talk to you," or because we don't want to just sit and listen, take notes, and use our brain. So that's another reason why the twin flame thing is so painful, because this is a process, and it's kind of like God's way of saying, it's what He did with Pharaoh. See, Pharaoh was hard headed too, and Pharaoh thought he was God. That's that Aries energy. I am. Now, I'm not saying all Aries are bad. Aries is actually a good sign, because at least the person gets up and goes forward and does something with their life. But the idea, the concept of Aries, you get Aries, era, arrogant. Uh, so we got to be able to balance that out, and it's so important. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to talk about the whole twin flame journey, but I have to show you the truth. This is why I'm saying you can't be dumbed down. Like a lot of answers are of this union and what you're going through is in what I call holy books. But you've been taught, oh, F a holy book, or who cares? That stuff is old, or whatever. So you're so caught up in this world, you've been dumbed down on purpose. And it's funny because the people that dumb you down, the people that really run your media and run everything, they don't live like that. I ever heard a famous rapper who rapped all about thugging out in the hood and staying drunk and high. He said he didn't even drink or smoke. He said he gave that up because it would mess up his ambitions to be rich. But yet he's selling it to you guys. I remember one movie I watched where they were saying, hey, when certain criminal elements were saying drugs are bad, we can't sell these drugs to our people. So he said, sell them to those Negroes. So they just started pointing in the drugs and everything into the hood. So these people know, they're smart enough to know, and that's all I'm trying to teach you guys the truth. And I'm going to try to teach you what you need to deal with this, because otherwise you're in a loop. You're like throwing that when you go to the amusement and you bowl, hoping that ball goes into a certain hole to get a couple of tickets to go get yourself a prize. And that's what you're doing. You're hoping, you're wasting all yourself, your energy, your research, and wasting hoping that somehow you get with this person that you reunion or reunite. So that's the main thing I have to teach you. Now, the whole idea about twin flame is somehow, some way, you meet who's supposed to be your twin soul. And it starts off dynamic, maybe eye contact, or you guys have some type of really powerful connection. You might have sex, might make love, whatever, but the powerful connection. But then all of a sudden the power, it just goes bad for some reason. And then you both separate. So one runs after the other one. That's the chaser. But the one being chased keeps running. And then a person says, I'm tired of her chasing, I'm giving up. And then all of a sudden this person appears. And then you don't want it anymore because you're hurt or whatever. Or you're vindictive or whatever. And now they're chasing you, and on and on and on and on and on and on. The saga continues. And while you're chasing and running each other, you're still sleeping around with other people or in a relationship with somebody. So now you're having kids or more kids or whatever, and now making it even complicated. And then allegedly, at some point, you finally come back in union. Now I've been there. I've done most of those steps. I've done. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit more that you're not being told. That you're not being told. So what happens when the universe? Because people know me, so they know when you work deeply with the angel cards, when you've been a spiritual person for decades. What happens when you've been told over and over again, this person is your twin? Oh, all kind of supernatural stuff, and then somebody else pops up and says, "I think I'm your twin." And you do angel cards and you deal with the spirit realm. Do me and you, and you do, and all these things seem to add up. That wow. What happens then? So now you got two twin flames? I thought you could only have one twin soul. You can only have one twin soul. You can have a soulmate. You can have different relationships with people in your soul group. But as far as the exact mirror of you can only have one twin. And I've done a lot of natal charts where it got really tricky. Really tricky. And it's always like the same name. Like one, it'll be the same name, but maybe one will have two S's instead of one. But if you did the chart, it could almost go either way. And I'm sure if I really looked, I could find out which one was which. But I've seen which is which. So is this a twin flame, a soulmate? What the heck's going on? And that's what I really want you to think about, because that's the one that's really going to matter if you want to get yourself together, if you want to get your life together. See, Aries energy is always saying, "What about me?" So now I'm in your face saying, "Yeah, it is about you now. It's finally about you, but are you going to listen?" Because that's what I mean about the Aries energy. It's running all over you see it running all over the natal chart, and they're trying to contain it. But it's just running. What about me? Where's mine? Like if you watch wrestling, what about me? What about Raven? And so running. So when we finally say, "Okay, Raven, okay, Aries, this is about you. This is about you, but are you going to listen? Or are you going to keep running, playing a victimized card, the victim card? Or are you going to learn how to take a little maturity, a little authority in your life and do what you need to do?" Now, I've also learned that, there's actually 3 stages. And I've been through the stages. There's actually 3 stages of a real twin flame relationship. The first stage you're going to meet, I think, is the crystal stage. And I didn't meet a female, but she called herself Indigo. But she wouldn't get rid of those crystals. She loved her crystals. And she was the one to open my heart back up, because my heart had been closed for a long time when it came to relationships. So she opened my heart back up. And then that faded out. And then that's when the so-called twin flame started. But now I'm being told, well, that's just an indigo. And they are, because indigo children will just stare at you. Like they'll stare at you and just cut through your soul. So I've had that happen. But you think that's your twin, but it's not. It's an indigo. And then those 2 stages are supposed to somehow prepare you for your twin flame, the real deal, the exact mirror of your soul. So, but even then, if you guys watch my channel, Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444, I did the video where I was actually doing information on the person that's saying that we're twins. And I was doing the 4 elements of the zodiac, and all of a sudden, the person who I think is my twin, her name popped up again, because the name always pops up. So you're sitting there going like, what the heck is going on? And I literally wrote in the title, what the F? Like, what the heck is going on? So now I want to start to explain this because it's not a mystery if you're not afraid. See, that's what I mean. The Aries energy is selfish. You just want it. You don't want the politics. You don't want to be afraid. You don't want to feel less than yourself because you're arrogant. You want to be on top of the board. Like most of these people you see out in the world, they'll lie, cheat, steal, they'll do whatever as long as they're on top of the board. They'll fake it and act like they care about the poor, like all that stuff going on. You're hearing about all the stuff about Hades, but they used Hades to get rich. And they had foundations, but those foundations was laundering money and all kind of stuff. But they'll come out and make you think they're the greatest people on the planet. Or they're here to serve you, but they're here ripping off. And it's always been that way. And people get mad when you tell the truth. And instead of looking at the truth, they'd rather attack you. But again, then you wonder why your relationships and your twin flame situation is fucked up. That's why. Purpose of this video is to just get everybody to understand what twin flame is really all about. Again, going back to Pharaoh. So Pharaoh thought he was God. And God tried to negotiate with Pharaoh and talk with Pharaoh and talk with Pharaoh. Pharaoh wasn't having it. So finally God hit the heart. And that's what your twin flame does. It hits your heart. And then he brought Pharaoh down. And he took that proud Pharaoh down by attacking his firstborn. And really his twin. Because his son was an image of him. And then it brought Pharaoh down. For a while, but then he got arrogant again. So we got to give it. So what is it? Who's a twin, or who? What's this? Indigo, rainbow, crystal? Well, what is it? So I'm going to tell you what I need to tell you, and then I'm going to show you how to unite with your twin, how to handle the whole situation. So you don't drive yourself crazy, because a lot of you are writing these long letters, and I could tell, because I remember I used to be that guy. Just this life will whip your ass if you don't know certain things. It'll whip your ass. I'm gonna try to tell you so you're not sitting there chasing things that may never happen, or going killing yourself because your twin is with somebody else, or your twin hurt your feelings, or blah 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 blah. And I've been there. That's why I can talk so freely. I've been there. So what I'm gonna try to teach you guys. This is the part that you've been trained to turn off, but this is the part that makes the difference. See, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You might like these people, your entertainers, your rocker, your rapper, but they don't like you. Okay, these are all people that sold out their souls to the devil. And you can check it out on YouTube. If I'm lying, just go check it out. Don't get mad at me. Well, you can get mad at me. I don't really give a fuck because I know I'm telling you the truth. But you can go check it out on YouTube. They don't like you. Most of these people are inhabited, infested with, or influenced by devils and demons. That's just a fact. We just look at their videos. And they hate your ass. And they're just keeping you distracted until they can finally destroy you. And that's why they're always talking about food. You're going to become food. I mean, I believe Mark tells you that. The Rock's one, Jonathan Clark. It's all over. I don't understand how so many people are online but don't see this shit. So you're being dumbed down. And they'll use anything to keep you distracted. Because they're just waiting for that moment when you're not going to be protected anymore. And the same God you're dissing is the same God that's been protecting you. Like all these people going into the dark side of the underworld and all that, and coming back with very small or a little bit of bad results or whatever. If they didn't have that protection, they would have been consumed, because you don't even know what you're messing around with. And all of this does tie in the twin flame, because it all goes back to the 8th house. And the 8th house can be that dark house. Everything is there. When David said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. He's talking about the 8th house. When the Revelation 9, the angel comes down and opens up the bottomless pit, and you got Scorpio or the scorpion right there. That's the 8th house, the bottomless pit, the underworld ruled by Pluto. And you got to know this. And the more you study twin flame, twin soul, and even females that love bad boys. Why are females so attracted to bad boys? You know he's a bad boy. You know he's going to hurt you. You know he's going to do you wrong. But that's who you want to be with. Not the nerd that's trying to get a house with you, trying to get a family with you. You don't want the nerd. You want the bad boy. Even though you know you went for it, because you're connected to that 8th house. That Pluto Scorpion energy. The animalistic. The lower stages. The crazy sex. Then they don't want to use a brain so much. It's all about lust and what you want. And that's why Mars used to rule Scorpio, but now Mars rules Aries. Because Aries is a lot like Scorpio. That Pluto, Aries, Scorpio, Mars energy. I want it F you. Pay me F you. Who cares? Get mine. Where's my twin? Why is my twin with that person? Oh, I want to put a curse on my twin's girlfriend. Or if you're a guy, or if you're a girl, I want to put a curse on my twin's boyfriend. And it goes on and goes on. But welcome to third dimensional America, third dimensional planet Earth, with a high level of scorpion underworld energy. Your music tells you that. Everything. Selling your soul to the devil, killing your own family to get rich and get famous. Goes on and goes on and goes on. So that's your first mistake. This is why your twin flame situation is effed up. Because you're connected to the wrong energy. Ultimately, the twin flame situation is based on love. Real love, not third dimensional love. But we'll get back to that, because even you really don't care about that. You don't even care about that. Now, people will sit there and play the Beatles. All we need is love, and the songs they did about love. But they don't really apply the principles. It's just a song to them. So now what I'm trying to show you, before I can show you how you can improve your twin flame, twin soul, soulmate situation, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the indigo, the crystal, and the rainbow child, which is not really a child, it's an adult usually, but there are children the same way. Now, I'm going to try to show you what's really going on in your life. What's really going on. What's really going on. I'm sure you may have watched the movie called 3 O'Clock High about the bully. Did you watch the other one called Bully with Tom? I see it's Matt Dillinger or whatever. I think that's his name. Really great movie. Hey, dude, you want your ass kicked? Really great movie. Anyway, when you allow yourself to be bullied, you're going to be bullied. You're in a physical world that's greatly manipulated by spirits. And when you allow yourself to be bullied, you're going to be bullied. When you allow yourself to believe anything, you're going to believe anything. You're going to get played out. And I'm going to tell you how you can avoid all of this. All of this is in this video. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. Remember, it's supposed to be some type of twin soul or soulmate thing going on. You feel you and this person have a connection, but they just don't understand, or they don't know how much you love them, or they're just confused. And if somehow, some way you can connect to this person, you'll go to psychics, you'll go to every twin flame soulmate video channel on YouTube. You'll do whatever you might pray. Some of you don't even pray. That's what cracks me up. You'll do everything else, but a lot of you guys won't turn to God. But some of you will. Some of you will pray. Work with the Archangel. You'll do it all. And it still ain't working. And every now and then they throw you a little tidbit. Oh, my twin called. Oh, my twin looked at me today. Oh. So again, if you allow yourself to be played out, you'll be played out. So, some people say, oh, a lot of people say, if my twin really loved me, they would do this. And they say, well, you can't say that because it's a twin soul, twin flame situation. And you have to show them unconditional love. Even if they are disrespecting you, sleeping with other people or whatever, you have to stay committed. And one day they'll eventually turn to you. And one of the experts that's in my Truth About Twin Flames playlist is Angelica. I think her from Angel Creation. And she doesn't agree with that. She says if your twin is never going to come back to you if you don't respect yourself. So if you sit there and just let that person do whatever, they're never going to come back to you because you look weak. So you're supposed to have your own life. You should be dating other people. If you can't get with the person that you think is your twin, you should move on. Because what if the person never comes back? And as long as you're running after them, as long as you're chasing after them, they're gonna keep running away. It's when the phone stops and they don't know and they hear you with somebody else that if they really have any feelings for you, then that's when. And it's said that we're so immature, but like I said, we're on planet Earth, third dimensional, where everybody is dumbed down. Where if you make it past 7th grade thinking, wow, you're a freaking genius. And the same people that say you that dumbed down stuff are the most smartest people in the world. They know all the secret knowledge I'm talking about. Most of those people are rich, millionaires. Some of them are billionaires, but they'll sell that dumbed down stuff to you. And you fall for it. instead of thinking and using that brain. How many of you just taken any type of notes? How many of you have taken any, even if you wrote down on a piece of paper, man, this guy's an asshole. Anybody out there writing with paper and taking notes? But then you wonder why you're searching for your twin, or why your twin won't come back to you, or come or unite with you, whatever the case might be. Now, so let me just show you the first part. You're being jerked around. That's the first thing, okay? Because if your twin can talk to somebody else, but they can't talk to you, why? Did you hurt their feelings? What did you do? What if you're like a nice guy like me, where you didn't really do anything to the person, but they just treat you like garbage trash, purity trash, disrespect you, play mind games with you, all kind of silly stuff? Why? Again, because it's evil energy. That's why. And see, me, I left third dimension a long time ago, so I wasn't going back to arguing with no females. I wasn't going back to that silly stuff no more. I'm done. I'm through. I quit. Tap out. Boom, boom, boom. I could care less. But that's a great start, because now you hopefully find somebody that's a little bit maturer, that's not into the whole vanity thing. Because that's also Aries, vanity. And vanity is like, the one Bible calls it the wind or the air. Vanity is just out there. You're so vain. So that's to the air, or Aries and all that other stuff. Even though Aries is a fire sign, but they still air, Aries, the wind, vanity. All about the person. Me, or I. So they can't use that. Like the spirit realm can't use that no more, because I'm not falling for it. So now they got to try something else. Try something else. So in your Bible, there were twins, and they separated for a long time. And when they separated, the one twin said, if I ever see that person again, I'm going to kill him. And it gets like that with twins sometimes. Sometimes you wish your twin was dead. Sometimes people try to put curses on their twins and all kind of crazy stuff. Or they try to put curses on the person that the twin is with, or whatever. So what happened was, right before these were about to unite, the guy's coming home now. And now he's about to unite with the twin. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Bible starts talking about this guy fighting an angel. And that angel of the Lord representing God on earth. So he's fighting this angel of the Lord. Not only does he fight him, he beats him. He gets blessed by that angel. And when he finally he sees his twin eye to eye. And his twin, he thinks his twin's going to kill him. And the twin's like, nah, I don't want to kill you. I'm glad to see you again. We're family. I don't want to kill you. Whatever happened back then, forget about it. I'm rich. I don't care about that. We're family. So what happened? He took control of the situation. He duked it out with God. Just like Job did. Same thing. Job got attacked, but he held his ground. He held his ground. And at the end, everything that got stolen from him and taken, he got back multiplied. See, these are the principles that the people that really run this world, that keep you dumbed down, so that you're, hey, where's my twin? Hey, why isn't my twin talking to me? Because you don't understand the principles. And then if you hear anything about a holy book, you turn it off, because you've been told it's stupid, but they know it. If you watch their music, it's all in their music. If you watch the dollar bill, it's all on the dollar bill. If you watch everything they do is right back to Holy Scriptures. So they know the secret knowledge that I know. And I'm trying to teach it. And it's all free. Like every video out here is free. So you can't say, oh, it's a scheme. No, it's not a scheme. You just are too lazy and don't want to get up and do what you need to do. You'd rather sit there and play the pity party. Write long-ass letters and shit, which ain't going to change nothing. Not like that. Now, if you understood the magic of words and the magic of letters and writing, then you would write more positive. That would probably help you. But all that woe is me shit. And some of y'all don't understand astrology. Astrology is supposed to serve you. So when you ask, oh, my such and this is in the 6th house and blah, blah, and Venus, da, 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 da. You're serving astrology. Astrology is supposed to serve you. That's why Joshua told the sun and moon to stand still, and it did. Joseph said the sun and the moon and the stars will bow down to him. And apparently they did, because he became the second most powerful person in the world. And the first person didn't want to have anything to do with the job. So Joseph really was the most powerful person in the world. Because the person he worked for said, hey, you take it over. I don't want to do this crap. So if you were understanding these things, you would understand. Because you would begin to take authority. And you would begin to see the world revolve around you. Because you would stop the pity party. You will learn spiritual principles. Let me give you a few other spiritual principles that you probably won't like. You got to give. So this is a perfect time to say, and I'm not saying to me, go give to some poor, give. As long as you're cheapo, universe ain't going to do jack for you. Or they might play with you. They might bring your twin back for some quick sex or something, then hurt you again. Because you haven't learned, like I keep trying to tell you, love, unconditional love. So you have to learn karma, or you're going to be hurt by karma. It's give and receive. So it can't be, where's my wife? Go give to some poor kids. Give something. In common sense, if you're going to any channel and you're asking this person, trying to get this person to help you with your twin flame situation, give something back. Who's going to sit there and read all your shit and you don't give nothing back? But maybe, oh, thank you, love and light. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, ain't paying the freaking bills, dude. And why the hell do you think somebody's going to sit there and read all that stuff you're writing? And you don't give nothing back. So that's another reason why your twin flame shit is fucked up, because you're freaking selfish. She or your twin, if it's a guy, what the fuck? They're gonna be the example with you that you are. So I used to be real quiet, kept to myself, bam, bam, bam. So my twin was real quiet, kept to herself. But everything I did, she amplified. Because I wasn't necessarily being evil, I just kept to myself. But she would take it and then make it evil. But that was her way of showing me, you got a lot of shit to work on, dude. And she was tough. Because she wasn't backing down. But that was sent by the universe for that reason. So that's the first thing you have to learn. Sometimes you got to stand up. But the fight with God is not over. Because you have to master it. That's why I keep telling you. This is all about mastery. That's why they said you write it, it comes. You think it, it comes. You speak it, it shows up. That's the secret knowledge that all these millionaires and billionaires and all these people that are running you, they got you idolizing sports stars. Kobe ever call you up? Did LeBron ever call you up and say, yo, man, what's up? Happy birthday. I'm sending some money your way, man. Just check the mailbox. 2,000. Peace, man. Nah, Kobe ain't calling you. LeBron ain't calling you, but you spending on them, though. You all on their dick, though. But they not on yours. Your focus is fucked up. You got to get focused, man. Like J-Hove. See, he understands the science. J-Hove. I'm not saying sell your soul, but J-Hove, he understood the science. This stuff is supposed to be serving you, but you're serving it. And that's why you're sitting there like a loser. Sorry, I got to say it. Why is this and why is that and who's this? So we still got to stick with the fight with God. But now we got to go back to, I'm gonna call this part the sham. Does anybody know what a sham is? Maybe you should write that down. Oh yeah, you don't even have any paper out or a pen yet, even though I told you like fucking 25 minutes ago to get a pen and paper. A sham, okay? A sham. So let's talk about a sham. Okay. Now I had a beautiful Iranian female contact me, and she asked some really good questions. And she was like, I've been told, that in order to get your Kundalini wisdom, you got to have all this certain type of sex, and also at sex, when it's at the climax, you don't let yourself climax, you hold it. And I said, who the fuck taught you that crazy shit? I'm one of the wisest people walking. I've never bent over, took it up the rear, and I've never held anything back. The whole purpose of sex is the climax. That's just like they say, he's coming. Everybody's waiting for the coming again. He's gonna come, because that's the paradise of the divine womb. But a lot of you guys don't know about the divine womb, even though I talk about it all the time out here. But the divine womb is in most holy books. Definitely in the Bible. They call it the deep, the sea, the well. The womb, going back in your mother's womb, the bottomless pit. The hollow you pray for, hollow be thy name. That's the hollow. It's the divine womb. It's all in the Bible. But again, some people want to stay third dimensional, and they rather believe the lie. And they rather kill. That's why they killed off all the so-called witches and all the astrologers back in the day. Because they had the truth. And they gave you this punk religion that came out of Europe. They stole the truth and then gave you this punk religion. It's really down with Caesar. They really don't care nothing about you. Unless you're one of these guys that play ball. You know, find out the secrets but keep them to yourself while you milk the people. But if you're a real person looking for the truth, go in there. Go up to them and try to teach the truth and see how fast they put your ass out that door. Let God give you a dream and you try to tell the church, God gave me this dream. They don't get. They're going to do the same thing to you that Joseph's brothers did to him. They're going to kick your ass out. They're going to do the same thing to you that these so-called religious people did to Jesus. Kill his ass. If they don't literally kill you, they're going to do something to get rid of you. Mess your reputation up. Whatever they can do to get rid of you. Because that's how wicked these people are. So you have to make a choice in that regard. Whose side are you going to be on? And when you're on that side, if you want to have power, you're going to have to sell something. Sell your soul, sell your morals, sell your principles, cheat on your wife, cheat on your husband. You're going to do something to be on that side because that side is really wicked. It's a front. Just like the Bible exposes that the one called Jesus in the Bible, he said it was a front, called them sons of serpents and devils, and he exposed them for what they were. And that's why they got rid of them. And all of this still ties into twin flame. We're going back. Don't think I forgot. So now, the sham. So that's the sham. I just gave you the sham. Third dimension is one big sham. That's why they call it a matrix, a containment, a prison. So that's a little world. I call it a test tube because I can watch these spirits play games all the time. So it's in containment. It's not the truth. You're only contained in this as long as you think third dimensional, and you're contained in this allegedly until you die and you finally get a release. But then if you still, depending on where you go next, which is why you have to know what solar ascension is. So we have to explain that. Let's do that, but I'm going to do that really quick. For all these years, you've been dying, and your soul's been being sucked to the moon. Your memory's been being swept, and you've been coming back as just another person. That's why a lot of people have deja vus and stuff like that. What you want to do is solar ascend. Now, again, the whole idea of twin flame is you meet your twin soul, you two connect. But when you two connect, it doesn't mean that you have a perfect relationship. It means you learn how to accept her as a woman, because a woman is not a man. And a woman has to accept a man for being a man. That's the balance. So it's not like you're going to make all these drastic changes. Sometimes that happens. But let's say, like a woman doesn't always tell you. Just her nature. She may tell you, she may not. But she's going to do what she's going to do. She's not necessarily going to tell you. So some guys might not like that. You know, like he might get a phone call. Hey, your girl was way out here. You know, and he's like, how come she didn't even tell me? But you get used to it. Like if you really, that's just how she is. So it has to be a level of trust. And if she tell you, she tell you. And, you know, if she don't want to tell you, what are you going to do? So that's what I mean. That's the real balancing of a male-female relationship. Because they're two different people. They do things differently. And then she would have to learn, okay, listen, I can put up with the fact that you go all over. I don't know where the heck you're at. But when I come home, don't ask me 1,000 questions. Because she'd have to get used to that. Because women do like to know your business. Like, where are you at? Where are you at? If her phone rings, she talk, don't tell you shit. If your phone rings, the first thing she's going to say is, who's that? Who is that? What we at? So she's got to learn, well, you don't want me all up in your business. You can't be up in mine. We have to trust each other. So that's the balance. But that's about the only balance you're going to get. There may be a few exceptions where you see people that really totally change for that other person. But you shouldn't even want that because that's not really love, to try to make somebody change the way you want them or think they should be. So that's not unconditional love either. So that's the real balance. And I'm teaching that because people just are crazy. Y'all are going by these pictures of people in passionate love making on fire and twin flame. And there's a few people that do have that type of relationship, really good, really close. But most people, it's almost like just a normal relationship. You're going to have things to work on. So you got to get all these ideas out of your head. Why do you have to? Because what's in your head is what's going to happen. Oh, I know today's going to be horrible. I just feel such a bad mood. I know things aren't going to go. See, that car cut me off, and now I know the whole day is going to be fucked up. And that's what you're going to get, because that's what you're generating in your mind. You got to wake up saying, it's a great day. I'm ready. And for people that do believe in spirituality, say a prayer, ask for some help. I mean, they want to help you. They're like looking at you every day and you're going, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that crap. There's no God. The sun just got here by itself. It created itself. It was a big bang and then there was a whole planet full of people walking around and animals. And don't forget about the donkey, because you're a jackass. So, it's a change of thought. Yeah, we're still not finished with duking it out with God and the sham. The sham. See, God allowed the sham to exist with Pharaoh. God allowed Pharaoh to think that Pharaoh was the boss. For many years, maybe hundreds, maybe more, they thought Pharaoh was the God. Pharaoh! And he let them believe that shit for a while. And then all of a sudden, when it served God's purpose to get his glory, because he's a very patient God, and that's why your twin flame situation is so long and so painful, he finally showed up. And that's what he did with Jacob. Right before Jacob was about to meet his twin, to reunite with his twin after many years of isolation, separation, God showed up and had to fight. You have to learn how to master your life. I'm not talking about bullying people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you have to learn how to I don't worry. I've been working with the Archangels. My bills are paid. So I really don't worry. So some people might say, wow, he's slow. He has no ambition. My bills are paid. How ambitious can I be? Your bills ain't paid. There's a lot of multi-millionaires that can't say that their bills is paid. Let's just say to February 1st. Because even though they got multi-millions and billions, they're spending multi-millions and whatever they're using. So a lot of them guys are still paying like we do. Not all of them. Some of them guys are paid like unbelievable. They don't even know what a bill is because they're so far paid in advance. Some of them just pay up front. They really got it like that. But a lot of people are paying like they're just like us. They just got way more money than us, but it's all tied up in stuff. If you understand business. So I don't have to be worrying about. And that's the way it should be. You shouldn't be worrying about. Because if you read the Bible, don't worry. If you work with Archangel cards, don't worry. We got you. Just do what we told you to do. And a lot of you won't do that. That's why you're spending all your resources on every other channel instead of getting your own angel cards and learn it. You won't do it because you don't really want to go that deep with it. But you think you're going to get your twin, but you're not. See, the person that just came back into my life that I knew from 2014, see, I'm growing spiritually. And that's when she shows up. And she says exactly, since you know all that stuff now, why don't you study this? Study this so you can find out that I'm the person you should be with. And I told you that in 2014. And she's probably like I tried to tell him in 2014. And then I studied and it was beautiful. Really, wow. But I'm pissed the fuck off. Which is why I got to tell you about that fight with God. I'm not mad at her. That fight with God. Why did you take me through this hell with this other person? She's still popping up. I'm studying about this person who's saying she's my twin. And here comes Rose. Boom, the Rose cross. And all these are on my channel so you can see that walk step by step. I haven't released part 1 and 2 because I really told you the truth about everything. About women and your faults, men and your faults, and this whole fucking 3D planet that we're on. Because you have to learn how to be powerful and you have to stop being afraid or stop. Oh, I don't like. Oh, he gets to it. Oh, I'm out of here. But then you still don't get your answers. Now, listen, I'd agree with you if you left and went somewhere and got your answers. But they don't know what they're talking about. And a lot of those people are not nice. Some of those astrologers will tell you straight up front. They're not trying to rip you off. But some of them are. Some of them are. So you're going to go through all this and do all this stuff. Now, oh, you'll get your twin if you say, have you sitting on top of a mountain folded going, oh, I feel her getting closer. I feel her. I'm connecting. 2, 3 weeks go by. 4 weeks go by. 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks go by. You haven't heard a damn thing from your twin. And now you're going, I could have used that money for something. I'm such a jackass. You stupid donkey. So I'm telling you the truth. So that's why I have many people tell me over and over again. You told the truth. You told it was like it was. I get emails like that all the time. You actually solved the situation. Now, I can't bring your twin to you. I never said I was a magician. But I got them thinking differently. How to get it done. Because that's what it's going to be about. See, before these people took us over, we had everything was tribal. Then they came and they destroyed that. They killed a lot of people, robbed, raped, everything. These people are evil. And then they changed everything to where you're worshiping them and giving them everything and all that other crap. But before, people knew how to get with the person you were supposed to be with and all that stuff. And they knew about the stars and knew all of that stuff. Same stuff you see me out here teaching. So this God you're battling is actually two, because we're talking twins. You got the real God that has a very, very painful way of teaching you at times. But you also have the God of this world, who's a big punk coward and he's a liar. And all he does is manipulate. He likes to hurt your feelings. He gets off on that. These people torture children and kind of stuff like that. All this stuff is on YouTube, but you're too busy watching Kobe or playing video games or crying about where your twin is and what your twin's doing, and you just don't keep up. So they really want to see you hurt. So you got to learn how to fight, is what I'm trying to tell you. So you got to expose the shams. So let's do that first. Okay. You get with somebody and they make you feel a certain way. And you think, oh, wow, this could be a real relationship. But somehow that doesn't work out. So that was number one stage. Stage number one. Then you get with another person. You're like, wow. And you don't even know what's going on. But finally, the universe starts to teach you twin flame. And you're like, this is my twin soul. It's got to be. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. I know we got a lot of issues and everything, but maybe we can work it out. Hopefully we'll work it out. Oh, wow, wow. It really hurts. It really hurts. But it's so many things. I can't turn a page of a book without seeing her name. I can't turn on the TV without seeing her name. Everywhere I go, people look like her, and they be staring at me. And everywhere I go, at work, they keep making her sit next to me. Every time that I go outside, she's right there. If she goes outside, I'm right there. Oh, one time I came inside, and we were both locked in the hallway. Just locked in the hallway because we couldn't get in the door. A great opportunity to talk. Over and over again. There were times when I told the universe, okay, I want to see my twin. I want to talk to my twin. And they would show up at that same moment. Wow, this has got to be my twin. I don't know why we're separated. I don't know. There's got to be a reason. I'm going to find out the reason why. You go all over the world looking for the reason and shit. Like the Last Dragon movie. You went all over the world trying to find out who the master was. And he was the master. So like I said, as I said, that is a spiritual rule. If you allow yourself to be played out, you will be played out. And getting back to that female, the Iranian. So she's getting ready to have all kind of strange sex and getting ready to do all kind of strange stuff to awaken her Kundalini until I told her the truth. So she was happy. She got released from that bullshit. This is how you get wise. You listen to wise people. Ta-da! You study. Ta-da! You learn from experience. Ta-da! You humble yourself enough to learn. Wow, I fucked up. I got to do that better. Well, I'm on a stupid course. Let me get off this stupid course right here, right now. No more of this bullshit. No more acting like a loser. Whining. Worrying. All weakness. All start with W. You need to turn that whine into a win. Since you like sports so much. Why don't you be a winner? Why don't you be a Kobe or a Michael or a LeBron? So now you got the second one. And now, oh, it's my twin, but she's with somebody else and she's having kids and blah, blah, blah. She did get me fired, but I'm sure she'll come around because she does that. We run and chase each other. And at some point, we'll probably end up together, blah, 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 blah. And then out of nowhere, somebody pops up. Somebody you barely even know because you only knew them really quick for a real quick time. And they're trying to tell you, I'm your twin. And I can prove it. Since you like to do your natal charts and your angel cards, why don't you ask them? And I'm like, all right, I like a good challenge. And when you're wrong, I'm going to laugh in your face, sugar. And then I do the challenge, and the challenge is like, oh, shit. This fucking crazy. But now I'm pissed off, because why the hell did you take... And I'm saying, so my twin still shows up through the reading. Here comes Rose, and that shit is in the video. Everything I do is always real. That's why you cats that don't listen, what's the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you running to people that can't help you? And why are you running to people who are not real? You can say whatever you want about me, but at least I'm real. I do it. I show it. That's like you want a fucking superb car, but for some petty reason, you'd rather go here and buy some piece of shit. As soon as you drive it off the lot, that shit break down. And when you tell that person, hey, This car just broke down. And they say it's not our responsibility. You already took it off the lot. It's your car now. And that's how a lot of you guys are doing. You want to stay broke down. Chasing, wasting your resources instead of just getting the truth. I just tell her like it is, baby. That's the way it goes. So anyway, getting back. So now, okay, so now we had a three stage. Now we got one person, two person, now third person. What the hell's going on? So I remember I was taught that there are like 3 stages to twin flame union. First stage is the crystal child. And it's funny because that female did have crystals, but she called herself indigo. The second stage is the indigo. And all these are stages that somehow change you, which they do, to get you ready for your twin. The real stage is the twin. Which I'm inviting all of you guys back here this coming Sunday. Whatever day that is. It may be the 22nd. Come back this Sunday because I'm going to do her chart and my chart. I'm going to do a twin flame analysis on myself and the person who claims to be my twin. But let's say she is. Now, wouldn't that be wonderful that you finally got what you were looking for? It might not be that person you thought it was, but wouldn't it be wonderful if you could stop beating yourself over the head and hurting yourself? But how do you get there? How do you get there? First off, make sure you know what the twin stages are, and I just told you that. A twin is opposite, your twin soul is the opposite you, yin yang. When you came from source, you came into a material world, and you came with a soul group. So you could be in a relationship with anybody on that soul group, believe it or not. But you only have one twin. There's only one part of that soul group that's your exact opposite, your twin. And a lot of experts say that it's very rare that you meet your twin in your lifetime. But because of the times we're in, I don't think it's very rare. Because you see all these YouTube channels. So people are having the twin experiences. Now, are they all demonic and you're being manipulated? To a certain degree. Because if you're weak, the spirits want you weak. They want you hurt. They want you broken. They want you talking about, oh, I'm going to use black magic. I'm going to use magic. Because then you're giving them power. That's why I said you don't give anybody your power. You have to understand, you're just as important as anybody else in the universe. And it's sad that you guys are so quick to let the unknown tell you what to do. When all you have to do is learn how to be a little bit more mature. Learn how to use that brain God gave you. Learn how to stand up. Because otherwise you're giving your power to somebody else. You're either giving it to your twin or you're giving it to the spirits that are involved with that. But you're not. But you have no power, which is why you're going, why me? Why? And you're all over the world. You're all this. You don't have to be that way. You can make a conscientious decision to stand up, have some self-esteem. Make sure you understand what twin flames are. Because what I'm trying to say, let's say the person I thought was really my twin. No doubt in my mind, I believe that female was my twin soul. But look at all the hell she put me through, and she got me fired. So all that energy and emotion, all that writing I did, all them videos, thousands of videos on it. All that shit I did. A fucking waste of time. But she wasn't even the right person. Just believing what I'm being taught about this whole twin flame thing. So what happened in the Bible with the twins? Jacob kicked God's ass and then got a blessing from him. The book of Job, same thing. Job didn't. You're not going to tell me I'm unrighteous. I know I'm righteous. I have character. I have integrity. He went toe to toe with God. He was calling God out. If only God would show up. And finally God showed up. And God went on a rant for like 4 chapters. Job 38, 39, 40, 41. For 4 chapters, God went on a rant on how great he is. And yada, yada, yang, yada, yada, you. But then on 42, he admitted he was wrong. He never said it, but he restored everything that was taken from Job. So if somebody took something from you and fucked it up, and you called that person out, and they show up talking crazy, oh man, but they give everything back, that's an admission of guilt, nigga. But y'all scared to say stuff like that because y'all shaking in your boots. You can't shake in your boots. Even the Grox 1 told you have to question. The Grox 1 gave y'all the same example I gave. See, these are people that really study and really that walk with the spirit. We know these things. So you want to be scared and don't want to do the work, and then you wonder why your shit's fucked up. That's why, because you won't do the work. And you got guys like me that are helping you, so it's not that hard. Because I know it's hard. This was hell. This whole experience on this planet has been hell. But through the hell, people that are listening are getting helped. See, hell and help. See, you take the word hell and you put a P at the end and you get help because you help the people. You help the people out of hell. And that's what I do. If you listen. Don't be a dumb donkey all your life, you stupid ass. So, you learn how to duke it out. Have self-esteem. Jacob said, I ain't going out like no sucker. So he fought. And right after he fought and kicked God's ass, he met his twin and got all these riches. And that's in your Bible. Job duked it out. He called God out. God showed up. And at the end of that little confrontation, Job got everything taken, restored. So that's what you really have to do, is stand up. You should have some type of connection to the archangels, because that's who made me such a success. The archangels. I have a great relationship with God. I know God. I know the Messiah. I know the holy presence of God. Basically, that's the same thing as Isis, Mayat, and Osiris, because that's where they stole all that stuff from. All that stuff's in your Bible was stolen from ancient Egypt. And your Bible tells you that over and over again. Matthew 2, I called my son out of Egypt. Revelation chapter 11, where our Lord was crucified in Egypt. But our Lord wasn't crucified in Egypt. At least that's what they told us. He wasn't crucified in Egypt. But maybe he was, because maybe Egypt is the real holy city, and that other holy city is the fake ones that Apostle Paul talks about in Galatians chapter 4. He calls them Agar, or that they talk about in Revelation 2 and Revelation 3. They say they're God's people, but they're not. I don't know. You figure that stuff out. But it is going to affect your life. For everybody that thinks, oh, what's that got to do with me? Everything, because you're the one talking about where's my twin, and let me find out. So let's get past the BS. Let's get past the BS, and let's get down to the bottom line, because I'm a bottom line type of guy. But I had to take you through that long wilderness journey, because that's where most of you want to be. Confused, walking around the same area over and over again. Do you know those people were so rebellious against God that he had them walk in the same wilderness for 40 years? They just walked in a circle, complaining. And every time he complained, God would come and discipline them. And then in Revelation chapter 12, they talk about the wilderness again. It's always about, and Jesus was in the wilderness in Matthew chapter 4. But how did Jesus get out the wilderness? He spoke the word of God. And he told Satan, get behind me. He didn't let the spirit realm. He didn't go, oh, why? Why don't I have any food? Oh, where's my father? Oh, why me? He duked it out. He duked it out. You got to duke it out. You got to stop playing the victim card. Nobody wants a sick puppy sitting, oh, mommy. Like I said, 2 a.m. in the morning, everybody sleep with the one dog. And you want to throw something at the dog, but your neighbor might see you. Like, shut the fuck up. And that doesn't mean run and hide because somebody told you the truth. Oh, I'll go to another channel. Yeah, because you want a pity party, but you're not going to get shit as long as you're at the pity party. So keep spending up your resources and running all over the place and get nada. And you're going to be more upset when your twin marries somebody, if it's even really your twin. Because you got to ask yourself, if it's your twin, why are they with somebody else if it's your twin? So let's go back over. We talked about the alleged stages of twin flame. Now we talked about the alleged stages of the twin flame separation and reunion. Now we talked about the first stage. We're going to say again, we'll just call it crystal. So how do you know? Well, the crystal. Let's look at it like this. Any relationship that doesn't work, if you tried to reunite and it ain't reuniting, it probably isn't a twin soul relationship. Now mine is definitely metaphysical. There's something about the name rose, but you see it all over. If you understand about the blue rose that Jesus gave Mary Magdalene in the Garden of Gethsemane, and I know you guys never heard of that, but that's secret knowledge. I'm not saying it's true, but what I'm trying to tell you is rose is all over the place. And then they talk about when Jesus went to the cross, or what they do is they go to where allegedly Jesus walked to the cross, and they throw roses down there to honor Jesus. So you keep seeing the rose with the cross and the bridge and all that. And then just last night when I was studying about my new person who says that they're my twin, the rose popped up again. The rose cross, and that's in the video that's out here on this channel. So Maybe this whole Rose was more metaphysical than more earthly. Even though I saw her on earth, I sat with her, we studied each other, whatever the hell what happened with me and her. Maybe that was some type of metaphysical, because as above, so below, so maybe that was some type of portal or whatever. Possibly. I don't know, and I'm really shocked. But even then, even if, which I don't think it will, to be honest with you. But even if I do take this twin flame, I'm gonna call it the twin flame challenge on Sunday. Put the two charts up, and even if they do add up, I still don't know, because what would the other charts say? Because I've done that before. I've had 3 different charts, and they all kind of added up, and it would really take a really deep, in-depth study to find out which one really is the twin. Because I do believe you can only have one actual twin soul. That, because, you know, yin yang, and everything goes back to the beginning. It used to just be darkness. That's the divine mother. That's the divine womb. It's darkness, but at some point the light came out of that darkness, and it tells you that in your Bible. At Genesis 1, John chapter 1 is metaphysics, and then it's separated though. That's why it tells you that the light came out of darkness, but the darkness of light, they didn't come. Let me read it. It won't take long. I know some of y'all are trained to hate the Bible, but that's because you need to get deliverance and get those devils and demons out of you, so you can stop being deceived and lied to, and you can stop crying about why your twin isn't with you. This is all about the truth, baby. It's power in the truth. And God divided the light from the darkness. See, that's the separation. And God divided the light from the darkness. See, when that light came out of the dark, it went its own way, and that was the first twin flame separation. That was the first twin flame separation, and we're still paying for it now, because the darkness is feminine, and the darkness is the divine womb, and it's the mother, and the darkness was upset that the light didn't stay with her. It went away, and then even at the cross, he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? And guess where that's at? That's in Psalms 22. Why 22? Because 22 is a twin flame number. And that's why when you're saying 11:11 and 22, it's taking you back to the beginning. When the darkness wanted the light to be with the darkness, but the light said no. And the light wanted to be God. And that's where you get the whole idea of Satan from, Lucifer, the light. The light, and I just turned to Luke 22. Isn't that crazy? And the light wanted to be God, but the darkness was the real God. And so that, you know, you had that struggle for a while, and then they finally did unite. And that's why if you're really in a twin soul separation, at some point you probably will unite. As above, so below. So you need to understand this stuff so you can understand your situation instead of just sitting there crying, hoping somebody comes and helps you. Sometimes you got to help yourself. And that's what they told Jesus at the cross. Help yourself. You helped everybody else. Save yourself. John chapter 1 verse 5, and the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended not. Because just like your twin soul situation, the different polarities, you guys separate. The energy is too powerful and too great that you can't connect without the right help. And now I think it's another one. That was John 1 verse 5, but now I want to go to 1 John 1 verse 5. See, there's a connection between those numbers, and one day I'll do the numerology on it to find out what they're really, because they hide. The Bible is one hidden book. It's a lot of secrets in here. 1 John 1 5, and then we're done with the Bible for you people that hate the Lord. Look at this, 1 John. So why do they keep telling you stuff at John 1 5? Now this is 1 John 1 5. This is the message which we have heard of him, and declare unto you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. And then notice how they said at all, but that's another study. But that's why they're talking so much about all, or Allah, because it has to do with the metaphysics of the Bible. Not only the Bible, but the Quran as well. But you guys don't realize it because you're not studying. You don't know that they're teaching you all this stuff. Oh, ISIS! Yeah, they're teaching you where you really come from. Oh, ISIS is terrible. We're going to get ISIS. Oh, this, Allah. Because they're teaching you metaphysics. It's all in the Bible, but you just got to understand the metaphysics. But you don't want to. And if somebody tries to show it to you, you don't give a fuck. Fuck you. I don't care. I'm going to go watch Kobe. But if it's twin flame, oh, what? Come on, man. How can you help me get my twin? So God struck you down like Pharaoh. Because that's the only time Pharaoh cared. Pharaoh didn't give a damn about God's will or God's people. He could care less until his son got struck down. Now all of a sudden he's the biggest supporter of God and God's people. Go worship your God. Go, get out, get away. So that's why you're having twin flame issues, buddy. God is telling you to Humble yourself before the Lord so that he can exalt you. But I'm still going to show you how to do it because I'm a great guy. I'm a great guy because I know how it was when I was out there. And I was stressing out over this whole twin flame phenomenon. And I was so much hoping that we would have some type of reunion. As crazy as it was, as bizarre as it was. We didn't get along, but I was hoping somehow we'd have union because we put each other through so much hell. But it never happened. And then to hear that this may not even be a twin, we've been playing with your emotions and your mind and your heart all this time. That's when I said, okay. I started rolling up my sleeves and saying, it's about time I give you a good old-fashioned Jacob ass whipping. So you got to stand up. You got to stand up. Now, first thing, you found out the 3 stages. But I'm going to tell you again, if somebody's running from you, what you need to do is do what these angels want you to do. Start working with them. Get the cards, whatever you need to do. But they're trying to get you to become spiritual. That's the whole point of them turning your attention to them. That's why you're on channels like this one. But you're still resisting. But you need to stand up. Start working with them angel cards, even doing your own personal readings. You might even start reading for other people. Maybe you'll start paying your bills off in advance. But you got to get your mind off that twin thing. First off, somehow you got to make sure that's really your twin. Like if you got the natal charts and stuff like that, that's good. Now anybody, you should have a natal chart anyway, because that's your prophecy for life. So you'll buy a pack of cigarettes, maybe smoke some weed. Some of y'all might be sniffing that line. Some of y'all might be using that heroin. But you won't spend on a natal chart, which is your life, which is your prophecy. Everything else I just said is your death. Because if you're all in the sports and you're not into the spirit realm, the spiritual realm, you're not gonna go up. You can only go up by walking in the spirit. So everything else you're doing is death. But when you get your natal chart and start to find out why you're here and start walking with that spirit, now you're breathing life into your life. And you might find other people more attracted to you. It's kind of ironic that she showed up exactly. I'm all spirit. I'm working in the spirit. Everything is going great, and that's when she showed up. Not the other person, not the one I thought was my twin, but this one, who so far everybody's saying is. But I want to just stop a cycle. I'll put it that way. So to stop a cycle, you have to say no. I mean, you have to just say whatever, no to whatever, because you got to stop all this playing game. Because that's what it's like. Who the baby daddy? Was it number one, or it wasn't number one who's supposed to be the crystal child? Was it number two who I really thought was a twin flame? Oh no, that wasn't the twin flame. That was your indigo child. And is it this one? Oh yeah, it's this one. And it might very well be. But you have to stop it at some point. So first, what you should be doing is standing up. You should either have somebody you work with regularly to know what's going on with your life. Do you even check your horoscope? All that stuff is true. But it works better when you have angel cards and stuff like that. But anything I'm saying, I mean, you're barely breaking $50. If it's that much, if you get the cards and the chart or whatever. But you got money for other stuff. And I've had other people that come to me. You know, I work with people. Because I am trying to help. If I wasn't trying to help, I wouldn't even waste time doing it. I'm not getting paid for this video. If it was all about the money, I would just be dealing with people that are paying me. But I have worked with people on different things. But they have to give something. That's just a general rule. Because it's just disgusting that somebody will come to somebody else with their problems and don't expect to give nothing back. That's just disgusting. And I feel sorry for them because you're writing all these long letters, so you obviously care. But you're only caring about how it pertains to you. And what you need to do is to set some goals. So let me just tell you, instead of trying to convince you, this is what you need to do, and it's up to you whether you do it or not. You got to get in contact with the angels personally. You need your own angel card deck. You need to get your natal chart because that is your prophecy for life. If you do know this person and you think this person is your twin, get the twin flame analysis. Even there's a woman out here that does a lot. I forget her name. I used to try to deal with her. And she used to always say she does tarot cards, but you can ask her a question and she'll actually do a reading. And then she started going, well, I need your, if I have your birth information. She would say, if I have your birth information. So even she knows how important your natal card is. You need that natal chart. It's everything. If you're out here whining about your twin, but you don't get your natal chart, it's a little silly. And I work with people, so that's why I said some people have done a lot of, like, they're just more inventive. I'll put it that way, or they're more reasonable or whatever. What I mean is that they know they need their natal chart. So if they don't have whatever, they come up with something. Even me, like when I read the numbers and stuff, that takes more time. So for some people, if they don't want the numbers, they don't have to have the numbers read. But you definitely need the chart. Some people have offered, oh, if I bring you a chart. And I say, yeah, I got no problem with it, but you better make sure that's a real natal chart. Because if you bring me a chart missing your asteroids and stuff like that, I got to read what I see. And then you're going to get a chart that you shouldn't even pay that for it. Because you think you saved yourself some bucks, but you actually wasted. Because that chart's not going to tell you shit. That's like, oh, I got a car. Can we use this car over here? And you open up the hood and there ain't even no freaking engine in it. Like, okay, go ahead. Have you ever watched the Flintstones when they pick the car up and run with it? Because that's what you're going to be doing. So go ahead, Barney Rubble. Start running. Run, Rubble, run. All right. So you got to do that. You got to have the natal chart. You got to have your angel cards. And you have to start becoming more proactive with these angels. Because these are the ones that are going to do everything. Because they did everything for me. And these are all angels. So you ain't messing around with no dark evil or making oaths to the devil or selling your soul or sacrificing a person like your rappers and rock stars and entertainers do. And your political leaders. But so that's the first thing. And then you just got to move on and start making some goals and invite these angels in. Then you can start learning the power of words. You can start speaking your reality. You can start thinking your reality. You can start writing down on a paper or a vision board or writing a journal or a book, and you're beginning to take control. You're beginning to defeat God, so to say, because that's what Jacob did. He defeated God. That's what Job did. They both defeated God and got blessings for it because they stopped being whiny and talking about the problem instead of accepting the solution. So let's go back for me. Okay, I know the first person was just the crystal child. She just opened my heart back up to love because before her, I had no love for like a relationship. So that made it easier for the second one to come, who I really believe was my twin flame because we had all the signs and symptoms of it. But then that didn't work out for whatever. And now this person has shown up. But at the same time, I'm moving a certain way because I don't particularly like. I don't like being a test tube victim. See, they're not gonna respect you if you don't respect yourself. And I know this is all supernatural. I'm just gonna say people. It's people higher than us that have us in a prison, and they're like scientists, and all they do is study everything. And even Jesus said everything you do is being written down. Every thought you have written down. Every word you say is being written down. So I'm a little bit different, and that's what makes me probably way more unique than most people. Sorry, it's the truth. But I'm not just going to sit here. That's why I'm a victim of probably one of the most violent beatdowns a man can give his own son. But I'm still alive. He's been dead for a long time. So I'm not one of these people that just going to sit here and go chasing the spirit realm. That's a big mistake anyway. That's why you need to deal with people who know what they're talking about. And not any psychic or any astrologer because you don't know who they're connected to. So if you've been listening and taking notes, and I doubt if that happened, but maybe some of you listen. Maybe some of you did listen. Then I just told you what you need to do. Give that whole twin thing a rest. Now, even if you're in communication with your twin, again, you gotta stop chasing them. And you females are good for doing that. See, y'all love to chase. Like if a guy approaches you, sometimes you be like, oh, F you. And I'm only speaking from Jersey. I'm from Jersey. Maybe it's different in different locations. I don't know. If a guy approaches you a lot of times, unless he looks like a bad boy or something, don't really, you don't really give him that much attention. But if he's not interested in you, then you become interested in him. So that's a radio station. I think that's a. Listen, some of you Catholics might know who that is. I think her name is Sister Angelica. I think. No, it's not. It's somebody on the radio. It's not her, but it is her station. It's a Catholic station. All right. Anyway, it is her. Now it's her. Now it's her talking. Can y'all hear any of you Catholics? Can you hear Sister Angelica? One of the most a pillar of the Catholic Church. A pillar of the Catholic Church. And she used to take on all the fakies, all the fake antichrist that were in the church. She would take them on all by herself. Oh, I feel so good right now. So, and I'm not Catholic. I just like people who represent something. And she does represent fighting for what she believes, and I respect that. Now, so you have to stand up, and you have to do what I just said. I told you what to do. You should have been taking notes if you didn't get it. But if you and your twin are not really whatever, you should stop playing games. You should stop allowing yourself to be treated low self-esteem. But you really got to find out if that's your twin. Because why go through all that hell? Because, I mean, that was hell for me. And then somebody's going to show up and say, I'm your twin. So that's hell. And then, so I had to stop that. And that's my way of telling the universe, okay, we're not going to play this stupid game no more. No disrespect to anybody. I hope nobody's taking offense. But we're not going to keep playing this stupid because you're fucking with my life and you don't have a right to. And then we duke it out like Jacob did. Say, oh, yeah, who are you to tell the universe? That's like somebody's driving your car to a fucking cliff and you're going, who am I? Who am I to question? And then you go off the fucking cliff and die. Because you thought you had some type of enlightenment. You got to know when the driver's a little freaking psycho, a little crazy. And you got to like smack that driver around and say, hey, I don't want to die. I got a life I want to live. Hey. And that's what Jacob did. Jacob kicked his ass. And then Jacob got blessed for doing so. Job said, hey, why don't you come and say it to my face? I know I'm right. If you're testing me, you're wrong. Why don't you come say it to my face? And he did come. And he ran it for 4 chapters. And then he finally restored everything he took or allowed to be taken. So when you stand up, you'll be respected by the spirit realm that's controlling you in this matrix. And you'll be respected by your twin because they know you ain't taking no more shit. That's what I'm freaking trying to tell you. So once again, get your natal chart so you can find out what's going on and what's going on. If you have your twins or so-called twins information, get the twin natal chart analysis so you can have both natal charts that you see me do out here to prove if twins are not twins. And start to move on. Start to work with your angels. Start learning how to speak your reality, think your reality, write your reality, draw your reality. Stop all this whining because nobody can help you if you're whining, because you may be whining about somebody that's not even your twin. So why are you whining? Do not look at this as a victim. Look at this as a conqueror. Jacob kicked the angel's ass, okay? Job had to set God straight. When God told Moses, I'm going to kill all these people and make a great nation out of you, Moses said, no, you're not. You're not going to kill anybody. See, if only you guys read the Bible more, you wouldn't be in this situation. That's how I got out of this situation, because I read the Bible. It's not, stop letting these devils tell you how to think, how to act, and what to do with your life. Take your life back. But in order to do that, you have to find out why you're here, and that is your natal chart. Now, you can go to a psychic that's going to tell you a little bit, but most of that shit they're going to blow is smoke up your ass. You can go to a card reader, basically the same thing. When you go to your chart, it's hardcore evidence that you have in your hand that you can see yourself. Nobody can lie about that. And then no matter where you go, you can always got your chart. Because like I said, that other astrologer, whatever her name is, I forget it. But she always says, oh, if you only had your birth information, or if you only had your natal chart, I could give you a better reading. I didn't get to become GAT being a douchebag. And that's all capital letters. Peace out to Kinsey. My friend Kinsey is still alive. Last time I heard from her, she was saying she thought she was going to be murdered. Kinsey's a highly intelligent. You can check her out. She's on YouTube. Kinsey Iser, something like that. Kinsey Iser. And she wrote me, and she was back to being who she used to be. I don't know how that came about. She's talking about Tupac. She hit me with about 20 videos of Tupac. And then she says that she's working with the Outlaws. That's Tupac's group, and she does. She recorded with them before. And then she said my name. She said and GAT, GAT, all capital letters. She said I need a natal chart. It was so good to see Kinsey back, because last time I heard from her, she said she was gonna be murdered that night. So peace out to Kinsey Eisert, KINSEYEISERT. Check her out on YouTube, Kinsey Eisert, Kinsey space Eisert. And that's what's up. So this is what we're gonna do. The real people gonna stand up and stop being squabbling babies, and we're gonna continue to grow and be the people that we were before these imperialists took us over and killed our ancestors and took our holy books and everything. We're taking it all back. And we wish the best for everybody for 2017, but you have to make a conscientious decision to stand up. Now, if you are a twin, like, what advice could I give, say, for my twin? My twin is live your life. Like, live your life. Don't say, hey, the star said this and the star said that, and he'll come around. He's a good guy. I know he'll come around. Nah, because every time I come around, I get a foot up my ass, and I'm sick of it. So now I'm duking it out from now on. I'm going back to what I did before. See, I was with the real niggas, okay? We was thugs. Not necessarily robbing people, not that type of thug, but we was hard rocks. We wasn't no bitch niggas. But this whole religious thing, spiritual thing, it can break you, change, and all that. But at the end of it, you're looking like, what the fuck? Like, Jacob had to go back to being tough. He had to beat that angel's ass. Sometimes you just got to set the law down and duke it out. Even if you lose, at least you go out like a fucking man. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm not really into none of that soft shit. Oh, where's my twin? Are you my twin? I thought she was my twin. Now you're my twin? Oh, are you my twin? So you need to learn who you are first. That's what I said. Get your natal chart. Hit the angel card reading. If you're really working it out with your twin, that's up to you. I've been doing that now for over 3 years, because this one go all the way back to like 20, almost 3 years. So I'm just going to chill, do some other stuff. But, you may do differently. But you definitely need that natal chart, and you definitely need that. Now, if anybody's contacting me making sense, that's cool. We can talk. But if anybody's contacting me because they're just whining about this thing, again, I just told you what you need. But if you still want to whine, and no, you won't be talking to old Gary Garrett. It's not enough money in the world. You can offer me $3 billion, but if $3 billion mean I got to sit and hear that, I'm sorry. Because you should have some self-esteem, you should believe in yourself, and you should stand up and do what you need to do. Because I can guarantee you this. If you stood up and believed in yourself, you'd have somebody probably. It might not necessarily be your twin, maybe it would be. But nobody is going to be attracted to somebody that's just sitting there whining and going on and writing long-ass letters and shit. You've got to have some type of self-confidence. So let's make this your goal right here, right now, on YouTube. That I'm going to stop the whining, and I'm going to start making proactive plans to increase my self-esteem. Now, if you need counseling, that's great, but then you should really get it. Whatever you need, you should get. But don't just sit there whining and thinking your twin's going to come, because it's not. The only thing that might happen is your twin might show up for a booty call, and then he's going to leave you again, or she's going to leave you again. Okay, this is Gat. It's been a pleasure. God bless.